Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode 102 of Weather Weekly. We got a special one here, and we're going to be knocking out quite a few, I have a feeling, this week. As we've done in the last couple of years, these are special podcasts we call Snow Talk, when we may have a significant winter system heading our way. And so we like to give you an update on the forecast and kind of break down the details of what could be heading our way. And obviously, this could be a high impact storm for many, because not just because of several factors, which we'll talk about: snow accumulation. We'll talk about the big temperature drop and the winds, all of those combinations. But obviously the huge factor here of concern is going to be as it approaches the holiday weekend. A lot of people are going to be traveling late week into the weekend, and that's when we believe the timing of this next winter system will take place. So I'm going to take a deep dive, let you know what we expect. We're recording this on Monday, December 19th. This system won't be here until probably Thursday and Friday of this upcoming week as we gear up for the holiday weekend. And again, we'll give you more updates as we get a little bit closer, just to kind of point of reference. If you're listening here and you don't listen exactly the day of, I wanted to give you kind of a date of when we're initially kind of talking about first. Obviously, things will change as we get a little bit closer. But we are going to be talking about this next winter system as we gear up for the holiday weekend. It's a special edition of Weather Weekly Snow Talk. We're talking about it next here on Weather Weekly.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire? You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
It is episode 102, and this is a special one, Snow Talk. We did this a few times last year, and I think the year before too, and got a lot of good feedback from you guys that you like this, that we're keeping things up to date, and so let's do it. Let's keep rolling with it. This will be the first Snow Talk of this winter season, the 22-23 winter season. And this one's a doozy. And I want to caution by saying that I say that not only because, and there will be somewhere in the Midwest that gets a good thump of snow, no doubt about it. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be us here in central Indiana, but where I'm saying that this one's a doozy is the timing could not be worse. And there are going to be several impacts at play. I know everybody kind of focuses on the snowfall accumulation, right? And there's good intentions there. But there are so many more things that can impact, especially when you're going to have a lot of people on the road for the holiday. There's so many more impacts that can really kind of be detrimental here. And so there's a lot of layers that I just want to kind of peel through here and let you know what we're thinking. And I'm not going to speculate too much on what we do not know at this point. And there's still a lot of details we got to iron out. So just kind of walking through the forecast and what I was looking at this morning, and we've been keeping an eye on this for the better part of a week or so. We have to keep in mind, and I've mentioned this on the podcast before, and why we have to show a little caution. I know if you're on social media and you're a weather nerd a little bit, you've probably already seen some accumulating maps that are out there. It's tough to gauge that far, and it's going to change a million times. If we posted every big snow that a long-range model had posted, I mean, we'd have one almost like, it's probably like several times a month during the winter months. It happens so frequently, and then the models kind of come together and it gathers better information, and then you get closer to the event, it is a little bit closer to truth. So it's why you don't jump the gun. You always have to keep in mind that some of these storm systems that, like a week ago have not even formed yet, don't even exist. Which is impressive that models can kind of pick up on those kind of things, but it is the land of voodoo sometimes. Sometimes it'll just pick up a ghost system that will not exist. And that's happened before too. So that's why you got to be real careful about who you follow. All right. And, where you get your information from. That's all I'll say about that. What I will say, and I'm going to focus just on my forecast alone, is what you look for in the models are trends. And we've been seeing this system, both in the European and in the GFS, the American model, it did exist. And the tracks were fairly close, and did put a good thump of snow over parts of the Midwest. What we've seen as of late, as we're getting a little bit closer now to the event, saw a few days ago, the trends have been kind of moving things to the west in terms of the heavy snow, which kind of puts us in the warmer sector for the early portions of this system. Now, that's not to say that we may not see a turn back to the east. In fact, a lot of the times I've seen it numerous times where models will they'll shift one way and then they kind of go back a little bit. They correct themselves a little bit. And so that certainly could be in play as we get later on in the week. We will see. But what we do feel certain on, so I'll say this. We don't feel certain on snowfall amounts here in the state of Indiana. Just don't. We do think that there will be a high probability of accumulation. In fact, just looking at, for example, the European model, which usually does pretty well in the wintertime. And I look at the ensembles, okay? I don't look at just the one model, but ensembles. So I don't look at the actual output of snow accumulation. What I do look at is probabilities. For basically I-70 and north, it's about 100% probability of 1 inch of snowfall or more. In those same areas, it's about a 50% chance it's about a 70% chance for 3 inches or more, and about a 50% shot of 6 inches or more. So obviously there's some signals there that we could get a significant amount of snowfall. But like I said earlier, when you have a lot of people on the road, like we are here for this upcoming holiday weekend, and a lot of people are going to be out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Then you don't need a lot of snow to create humongous issues. If the timing is bad and there's a lot of people out there, it could be an inch of snow and it could be a disaster. So, that's the main point I want to drive home to everyone that's listening to this podcast. So again, not real certain on the accumulations. That's something we're going to iron out over the next couple of days. Here's what we feel pretty good about. The timing, Thursday, and there will be some fluctuations a little bit on the hour to hour, but in terms of day parts, we feel pretty good. Thursday, you're going to have the onset of this system probably in the afternoon and evening. And then Friday into Saturday, you're going to feel the impacts of this. Thursday right now as it stands, if there's no more shifting in the track of this system, it may start as rain. And then we get a quick transition as colder air slams into snow, probably Thursday overnight into Friday. Friday will be a snowy day. And then Saturday, I think we'll have some scattered snow showers as well. Both Friday and Saturday will lead to some snowfall accumulation. Okay. So that's the timing there. The other problems that we're going to have are going to be wind gusts possibly exceeding 50 miles per hour through the heart of this system. And I think really the winds will pick up Thursday. We will be in the teeth of the winds, I think, Friday into Saturday. And again, even if we only get maybe a couple of inches, 3 or 4 inches of snow, which obviously we've seen much larger amounts. But look, like I said, an inch or two is going to create travel difficulties. To add to that, whatever we get on the ground, that's going to be blowing and drifting. There's no question in my mind about it. We feel very confident in the blustery winds of getting up to 50 miles per hour. So that's going to create potential whiteout conditions. Even if you have just a little bit of snow on the ground, you got snow flying around. So that's going to make hazardous travel. I am very concerned with the potential for power outages because of those wind gusts. And then to add to that, what we also feel extremely confident about is extremely cold air that's going to be coming in starting Friday and really in the core of it for the holiday weekend. So, for example, my high in Indianapolis, I believe I have in the upper teens on Friday. I have some areas not even making it out of the single digits for Christmas Eve for a high. That's a high temperature. And then mid-teens for highs on Christmas Day. I think we may wake up to sub-zero air temperature lows Christmas Day, and most definitely Saturday morning, Sunday morning. I think our wind chills could range in the 15 to 25 degrees below zero range, both Saturday and Sunday morning. So there is a lot going on there. So again, just to give you the clip notes, if I was a little bit confusing, because I do like to spend some time trying to explain everything and what we're looking at here. But here's the bottom line, all right? Travel is going to be difficult, whether it's rain, sleet, snow. We're going to have some sort of precip heading our way Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We feel pretty confident right now that probably Friday and Saturday will be all snow. The question mark is Thursday as it stands from some of the projections. Now it starts as rain. If it starts as snow, it's going to up our snow total. So we don't know how much snow just yet. We do feel pretty comfortable and confident that we are at least probably going to see around an inch, at least around most of central and northern Indiana. There is a possibility of seeing a little bit more. There will be parts of the Midwest that get a huge thump of snow. And so if your travels are taking you, say, west and northwest of Indianapolis in the Midwest, that's where you could run into big problems. But again, there's going to be some fluctuation on where the heaviest swath of snow sets up. So that's definitely not set in stone, but we feel pretty confident that somewhere in the Midwest is going to get a thump. We also feel very confident that you're going to have dangerous wind chills for the holiday weekend, both mornings, and we're going to have some pretty nasty wind gusts that's going to blow and drift any accumulating snow around. All right. So that's kind of the bottom line on where we're at right now. I know that it's fairly vague, but again, it's a fluid forecast. And, again, not saying it to scare anybody. We just want to get the info out as quickly as possible, especially because it is such a highly traveled, time period when this likely will occur, whether you are staying local or you've got loved ones coming in, or you are going to be traveling across the state or the Midwest. It's going to make things really, really difficult. Okay. So, I don't want to go out and say it's impossible or anything like that. I'm just saying, look, if you got some travel interest, you need to kind of just keep an eye out on this forecast. And as we kind of fine tune, hopefully you can kind of plan accordingly on what the best thing for you and your family is as we get going into the holiday weekend. All right. So we'll keep you updated. And again, we'll do several of these Snow Talk episodes of Weather Weekly throughout the week. I know it's been quite popular the past couple of winter seasons. So it's definitely something that I know you guys are asking for, and it's easy to kind of keep up to date, whether you're in your car and you're listening to this and you're at home. We just want to do a quick hit for you. And of course, we'll continue to do that. You asked, we will definitely do it if you're going to be listening. So we will give you more updates throughout the week as well as we get more information. We're going to wrap this episode of Weather Weekly up next here on Weather Weekly. Thank you so much for tuning into this special episode of Weather Weekly Snow Talk. Be safe. Make sure to keep updated on the forecast, especially if you're traveling, if you got some loved ones, pass this info along. And like I said earlier, we will update all of the latest info as frequently as we possibly can on social media. We'll be doing these podcast updates as well. Make sure to follow along on social media, Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook and at Marcus Bailey on Twitter. That's where you're going to get kind of the most up-to-date info. I'm also on Instagram as well, at Marcus Bailey. So make sure you're following along for all the latest updates, wishtv.com, and the Storm Track 8 weather app as well will have some vital information for you. Again, if you are traveling traveling. If you have some loved ones that are traveling in, just make sure you're staying up to date on the forecast, and make sure you're staying tuned to, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet here, we do these often. I don't separate them from our generic ones. So if you're wanting to get some updated weather podcasts, we will do a few this week, and make sure the alerts are on after you subscribe, and you will get an alert as soon as I record and post. And you'll be able to listen to what at least the latest thinking is for us here. Everybody stay safe, and we will talk to you again with the next podcast, hopefully coming up the next day here to give you an update on this winter storm. And make sure you check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a great day. We will talk to you soon, and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com, and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.